Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live, special FOMC edition today. My name is Jim Cagnina. I am Senior Market Strategist, and I am joined by our Senior Economist, the fabulous Tracy Shuchart, aka Shy Girl. Tracy, how are you?
I am doing well. We have been waiting all day just for this moment. So have the markets. So
We've been waiting all
we
day for
will get
nothing,
ready.
Tracy.
I know, right? We know. Well, there is a 2.6% chance that they might raise rates or cut rates. Sorry. So huge numbers on that.
No, it's funny because I was looking at, this has been going on for so long, Tracy, where it's like not this month, not this meeting, not this meeting, not this meeting, and I'm looking at the Fed Funds Watch tool at the CME Group, and it's like next meeting, it's only a 55% chance that they're going to cut then.
Well, I know, which is interesting because I mean, if you remember at the beginning of this year, they had like 5 rate cuts factored into the market, and so far they've been very wrong on that. So we will go ahead. We'll see what happens. The next meeting. I know Besant was on earlier in an interview, and basically he said Powell's not going to raise rates. So, he gave it away. So, I mean, they talk, they have lunch together once a week. So, they know what's going on. So, he let the cat out of the bag. So, we
Yeah.
will all come down to statement changes, what Powell's going to say at the presser. Hopefully, he'll get some good questions asked by the journalists. A lot of times they tend to softball, but the last couple of meetings, there's been some really good questions. I'll be listening to that while you guys are watching live trading, and I'll keep everybody in the chat prepared for that. But it's really going to be about that. I'm looking really at, I want to see who dissents. And if it's more than just, say, Waller and Bowman, because if it is, that means that they're starting to lose, like the Powell camp is starting to move over to the Trump camp. So I definitely want to see who will dissent this time. Again, we know Waller will. I say 70-80% chance Bowman does, and then I want to see if anybody else has left the Powell camp.
I'm going to throw another wild card in there. Goolsby from Chicago, he has been kind of dovish for a long period of time. I know he's guarded dovish, but if anyone's going to throw their hat in that ring, I'm going with Goolsby.
Ooh, now that would be very interesting, to say the least. And then we're also going to kind of look at, what their funding is going to be and how they're going to roll over the debt and all of that. And so, because that's going to make a difference whether, it's more QT or whether they're going to loosen monetary policy a little bit, and, how they're going to kind of pull that off with it in their books.
Yeah, that's right. I think the last meeting they were going to 5 billion of treasuries that were maturing were going to roll off, and then anything above that they were going to reinvest. And I think that threshold for mortgage backs was 35 billion, if my memory is correct. Anything after that they'll roll into treasuries. So we'll see if that changes. If we could say there's more quantitative tightening, or you could argue quantitative easing, depending on what they say.
I know. I think it's kind of like a push-pull with the Treasury and Powell. And so I think any kind of quantitative tightening that we're going to see from the Federal Reserve, we're going to kind of see the opposite from the Treasury and, of course, a fiscal policy. So it will be interesting how they try and balance that all out.
Yeah, and I didn't see any surprises in the quarterly funding balance statement this morning. It was 125 billion, where I think 25 billion was new debt and 89 billion was expiring debt that they're going to refund.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything. Why, basically it was along the curve exactly what they have been issuing before. So it wasn't, ultra short-term debt, all or ultra short-term debt that Trump wants. So no surprises there. The market obviously took that all in stride. So that's a good thing.
For sure. Well, we have about 7 seconds left. We have the E-mini S&P chart on the board, everybody. 30-minute candle. We'll see if there's any movement.
And no rate change. So there you go. The Fed holds. Shocker. All right. And so now we really want to see what those statement changes are. So if you could just give me a second.
So in the meantime,
the bond market's doing anything.
Yeah, the E-mini S&P right now, it's kind of trying to make session highs right now. We're tracking 64.21. 30-year bonds, it was about a 4-tick rally because we were hovering around 14 in 1/32. Now they're at 14 and 7/32. I'll pull that up right now on the chart so we could see it, but still below session VWAP right now.
All right, so not any big changes to the statement. They said the committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation rate of 2% over the longer run. Uncertainty about the economic outlook remains elevated. They took out has diminished but remains elevated. So that's interesting. That's a little more hawkish in tone. And voting against the action were Michelle Bowman and Chris Waller. Shocker. So we know who the dissenters are. No other dissenters. That was no surprise. And then let's see, the one other statement change, still not huge, but although swings in net exports continue to affect the data, recent indicators suggest that growth of economic activity moderated in the first half of the year. And that sounds a little more hawkish as well because they took out the statement has continued to expand at a solid pace. So this statement definitely sounds a little bit more hawkish, meaning they are going to hold for longer, or they want to hold for longer, just slightly. We'll have to see what exactly what happens in the presser, but what are your initial thoughts?
Well, first of all, for the dissenters, I mean, Bowman was appointed by Trump in 2018. Waller was appointed in 2018, the first time. So they're governors, they're not bank presidents, so they will probably be a little bit more sensitive to the political arena, it doesn't hurt them to dissent, even if they think the other way, because the votes clearly, Powell's got the vote, right? He's got enough votes to do what he did, so it was a no-brainer for them, and so I'm not surprised with that at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Jim put it really well yesterday when he was on. He was like, pretty much, Waller wants this position, and there's no way he could not dissent if he wants to be in good graces with the president. So that makes absolute sense. Are we seeing any other moves? Are we seeing any other moves in like gold or silver?
Well, I'm gonna toggle over to the Euro FX real quickly here. This is the Euro FX versus the US dollar. Not really. I mean, we're just still at that point of control. It looked like we tried to wick up a little bit with some enthusiasm there, but that enthusiasm failed pretty quickly. So we'll see if it keeps driving up throughout the day with the presser. But right now, the Euro FX versus the US dollar is still depressed. Remember, we had that, I'll show you really quickly, that big 3 red candles in a row with no end in sight. We're just kind of stopped right at that 50% retracements. So that market's kind of, if you're thinking about what the U.S. dollar is doing in general versus all the currency pairs, I'll go right to the Euro FX and take a peek at that, but not getting much trade lift up at all right now.
And then back to what they are going to do. So the committee is going to continue reducing its holdings of Treasury securities and agency debt and agency mortgage-backed securities at the current pace. So that is no change as well.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. That's fair. There's still a little bit of QT going on there, so that's fair. Gold hasn't done anything either. We're just kind of,
Markets are
yeah.
markets are rather unimpressed. So, I mean, I think everything new, and this is again pretty, pretty much I think what everybody figured. The dissenters, QT remains exactly what it was, and a couple statement changes that really seem a little bit more, or err a little bit more on the hawkish side than in the prior statement, meaning, and what I mean by that is, meaning there sounds like they want to hold rates for longer,
Yeah.
where they are. So that's what I mean by hawkish, not that they're planning to raise rates by any stretch of the imagination, but this just sounds like a little bit more like, yeah, we're not cutting anytime soon.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's no surprises here whatsoever. I mean, this is exactly what the market's already kind of priced in. All the markets have already priced this in. There's no surprises, and really the only surprise could come during the press conference, and I doubt there'll be any surprises there.
Well, I think what we'll see is Powell reiterates, wait and see. That's what he has been saying. And I think it's going to be, I think his statement will be rather innocuous, and it's all going to be about the Q&A afterwards, and see who presses him on some more answers. But initial reaction was rather flat.
I'm
Which
going
is not a
with
bad
Mike.
thing.
I'm going with Mike McGee at Bloomberg, asking him if he's going to resign before his appointment. So
Probably. I would not. Somebody will ask him that. And he's going to
Yeah.
have to say, no, I don't plan on leaving. But he will definitely get asked that. And so I think, I want to see some questions probing him as to, what exactly are you waiting for to happen that hasn't happened? Because we have inflation ticking up a little bit, but, it's always been my thought that we're probably not going to get at 2% ever again, and that they're probably going to have to accept sort of a band, meaning between 2 and 3% as kind of an okay level.
yeah, do you feel? I mean, I feel like that the world's kind of adopted this 2% standard just kind of randomly almost, and it's stuck for I don't know how many
It's
years.
literally made. It's literally made up. The Bank of Australia literally made it up, or it was the Bank of? It was either I think it was the Bank of New Zealand actually who made it up. They pulled it out of their hat, and every central bank followed. It's based on nothing, absolutely nothing.
Well, it makes for a good narrative. I mean, I'm looking at the E-mini S&P right now. We have a daily range of like less than 22 handles. I mean, this has been such a tight range. And not too long ago, I mean, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, we had an ATR of like 100. So it's just sitting here.
It is sitting here again. I will have to see what the presser brings, because this is literally, I mean, exactly what the market expected. So, sorry guys, that wasn't a fun move, but coming up here in a little bit, we're going to have Blake Morrow. We're going to go through the charts, see what he's looking at, and what may or may not move this market during the presser. But in the meantime, what else? What else do you think about this statement? I mean, there's just not that much to say, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. What I'm thinking about now, what's top of mind for me right now is a couple things. One, what's going to be the White House response to this? There's going to be a White House response to this. And then two, Now that the quiet period is over, what are we going to hear from the next several days? Because all these Fed folks are going to come out of the woodwork and start giving speeches and talks and talking about and defending their position. So that's kind of really the next step here after Powell's done on the hot seat.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll all be out in full force the end of the week and the beginning of next week. I can promise you that.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Chair Powell could break this E-mini S&P out of a 22 handle range today.
Let's find out. We will soon find out.
All right, all right. Well, I think it's time to get Blake in here.
Sounds great for that. Let us do that.
All right, I'll be in the chat, Tracy.
All right, perfect. Blake!
Hey, what's up, Trace? How you doing?
How are you doing? All right. So initial thoughts on, well, we all know that we were going to hold rates, but I don't know if you saw the statement changes and the dissenters, of course, Bowman and Waller. So just what's your first thoughts on what happened?
Well, Tracy, to be honest, I heard you talking. I heard you, mentioning everything. And my opinion is the door's open for a September cut. But I wasn't paying attention to you or Jim. I was paying attention to the 16% drop in copper that happened right at the same time. So the 50% tariffs are confirmed. You can show my screen if you want. I'll get over to copper right now. The 50%, let me just find copper. Where am I at? Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, big drop in copper, and this all happened intraday. But it's going to be it's not on refined products, I believe. So let's see, it's
Right.
not refined copper. So we've seen this big dump in copper. It has bounced a little bit, so we're only down 10%, but we were down 16% at just a moment ago. I mean, here, if you want to see like what a 1 minute chart looks like in copper, that's what it looks like. So anybody who is long chasing it higher at all-time highs has been completely punished following that. But Tracy, looking over just what I tend to scan, I see the dollar pulling back, and 10-year yields are pulling back just a little bit, and the S&P is very well supported. I think the S&P is fine with everything that we just saw, and because the market was expecting two dissenters, and they were looking for exactly who we were talking about. You got Bowman, and you got and Bowman was the wild card, of course, because she's not, I don't think, searching for Waller, the job that Waller is. But we all knew
Right.
Waller was gonna dissent. But if Bowman didn't, I think the outcome might look a little bit different. At the moment, you'd probably see the dollar, pegged to highs right now. But that's just simply not the case. But I'm still looking at this as an opportunity, and I say that as I'm going to say that as a near-term dollar bull. I've been turning bullish the dollar the last 2 weeks. I've been trying to yell from the rooftops about buying dollars now, and it's worked out fabulously. And I still think there's room to go. I mean, if you and the reason why I say there's still room to go, because when we get to the Powell press conference, they may open the door just in case. They need to open that door a little bit for September. But he's defiant, and he's not going to play the political game. And now it's more of a, unless I'm seeing the data that suggests that we need to be cutting immediately, whether it's maybe a Chinese U.S. trade deal gone wrong, then he's probably going to look to stand pat, even going into September. I think those odds might be a little higher as we close into it. But there's one thing, Tracy, that I got to say that we don't like, and I sure as heck know the Fed doesn't like. They don't like uncertainty. And we've got probably another 90 days of negotiating with China, at least. At least 90 days. Maybe they'll put something together before then. But when they're faced with that type of uncertainty, why would they cut rates prematurely? What they don't want to, because they're uncertain of what's to come. So my opinion is he's going to be pretty steadfast, and he's going to hold his own during the the press conference and not really bow down to, take a knee, if you will. I just, you just won't see it from Fed Chair Powell. I don't believe that. So.
Is there anything he could say that could cause a counter move in USD versus the other currencies? Like, is there anything, anything that he could say or that he would lean towards that, to you would mean a reversal in the dollar?
Well, first of all, I'm not a Fed watcher by any stretch of the means, and it's not my game. My game is looking at price action. And one thing that I know personally is the dollar's got this nice bid, and if you guys haven't seen it, I guess I can show it to you like this. We've got a technical inverted head and shoulder pattern, and we're really breaking out to the upside. And so it's when you talk about positioning, it's obviously been skewed bearish. Too many targets looking for 120 to 125 in the euro. Too many banks are on that side of the market, just as they were the other direction in December. So, is there something that the Fed might say, or the Fed Chair Powell might say? I don't know if there's anything specific that he might say, but I think it's his tone that could come across as, sorry, we're not doing anything until, and we're going to do it. We're going to take month by month, and we're going to be data dependent. And, if he really just comes out a little bit more hawkish about the jobs reports, our advanced GDP numbers that we had today, he's gonna recognize that prices are coming down, but the uncertainty of what we're facing with India, with China, with potentially with Mexico, our largest trading partner, which doesn't seem like there's a deal inked in yet. Everybody's on Mexican peso watch, going over to the next 24 to 36 hours. So with all of that uncertainty, I think he's just going to come off as being very hawkish and saying, hey, our economy is doing great. Show me the data that suggests that we need to be cutting rates, and because inflation is not going to be good enough. Inflation to them is not good enough because of we have not seen yet from prices and what we could potentially see in the future. So for them to just cut rates and turn around and raise rates immediately, by the end of the year, they don't want to do that. They don't. So
yeah,
to answer your question, I don't
absolutely.
know if there's anything.
So no, I agree. I think he will. His wait and see will be his staid response for everything. Again, he's tended to repeat that. I think it was 18 times in the last presser. So we'll see on that. But your thoughts on it seems like the equity markets didn't really care. Everything was expected. Do you see anything that could move the markets today, since really we kind of think we know what Powell is going to already say, and what else are you kind of looking at maybe past FOMC, since we haven't really moved a lot on this announcement?
If you want to look past the FOMC, I forgot there's like a little bit of a delay here. You want to look past the FOMC, then you got to look at the jobs report. The jobs report is going to matter. I know everybody likes to comment and talk about this is the most, important jobs report ever. But I believe this one is going to be really, really a big deal, because you have economists and even some banks last night saying that we're way too optimistic about, the jobs report on Friday. But then again, you just saw ADP numbers come out today, with a really strong number. Everybody's been expecting the labor market to really start to soften, and it hasn't. And most of the guys in our community, we're looking at maybe in the fall, September, October, that you might start to see some softness. But if I'm wrong there, or we're wrong, and the jobs report does come in worse than expected, that's the one thing that could really knock the equity markets off kilter. And I know I was very active on X yesterday talking about this key support. This is really just what we call a throwover. So, this trend line is very important. That means yesterday's lows in the S&P, if those are breached for whatever reason, and it could be, too hawkish of a Powell. Maybe he says something that is just too hawkish and the market doesn't like it. Any break of yesterday's lows, we got problems. And I think that's where you start to see that move back to 6150, which is, obviously the very big previous highs and breakout point. And just from a technical point of view, just so everybody knows, we're in wave 5, very clear wave 5 since the COVID lows. So, or I'm sorry, 2022 lows. I should rephrase myself. I was just looking down at my count or at the bottom there. But this is 1. There's 2. There's 3. That's 4. Wave 5 is usually the end of your 5-wave move. And have we reached far enough to complete that? I'm not in that camp just yet, but we start rolling over from here. I might change my tune. So.
And your thoughts on NASDAQ, too? Are we in the same place there? Because that market's kind of been running a little ahead of the S&P. So what are your thoughts on the NASDAQ, why we're at it?
Can you ask me Thursday afternoon?
Thursday afternoon? Sure.
after we get earnings from 4 of the next 7.
After we get earnings?
Yes, yeah. And then I'll tell you how I feel about NASDAQ after that. I lost my Pharm reading skills somewhere, somehow.
Fair enough.
But here's the thing: you can argue technically it's divergent. It's we're in breakout territory. It's it looks like it's about ready to roll over, but I'm not one to bet against that market. I have to see the broad markets really roll over for me to get too excited about NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ 100, just in my opinion, is the market where I think on any pullback you're going to find buyers anyway. So I'd rather look for a pullback in the Russell 2000, the S&P, and then when I feel that the market's corrected enough, whatever that might be, 5%, 10%, 7%, I don't care, whatever it is. I think NASDAQ 100 is where you want to be again for a multitude of reasons. But if you don't mind, because I think there's one market we should all be watching going into this press conference, Tracy. I'm just want to show real quick. I believe you need to keep your eyes on gold. Gold is showing its hand right now.
That was what I was going to ask you next.
Well, I'm glad you did. So it's something that, on the week ahead video, or I do a week ahead video. Sorry, I should explain that further. That I obviously do every week. This weekend, I was like, watch for a breakdown of this trend line. It's just not acting well. And this is what's really provoked me into buying dollars the last 2 days is the breakdown of gold. If you probably saw it yesterday, massive amount of outflows, Chinese gold ETFs, like the biggest amount they've had in like months. And you're starting to see this underperformance in the gold market, which is, like I said, it's led me to be buying dollars. I've been buying dollars since euro was at 115.60 yesterday. So I'm still a dollar buyer. And while gold goes down, there's a strong correlation that most of us guys have been in the markets a few decades, that we know that most of the time, it hasn't been really the last 6 months, but most of the time, I would say 85% of the time, if gold does one thing, the dollar's going to do the other. And we're in that market where the dollar's been repriced to a point where it's, obviously finding an attractive bid based on multitude of reasons, trade, European Union, you name it, whatever. It's declined in the last 6 months. Whatever the reasoning that you want to throw behind it, we're starting to see a recorrelate, and the markets recorrelate. And that's something that I warned everybody about a week and a half ago. It's like, if gold starts to break, you can't be short dollars anymore. And that has proven true. And now we're in breakdown territory. That's why I think it's really critical, because if gold breaks down, that means the dollar's probably rallying. That means yields are rallying. Bonds and notes might be selling off. So just keep your eye on that. And I think that, gold, the whole, with correlations, it's kind of like a domino effect. You know, when one domino falls, you have to just start watching the rest of them down the line. And we're in that market now. We haven't been in that market for 6 months. We are in that market now.
And I think we need to talk about the bond market, obviously, because this is really what it's all about. It looks like the curve steepened slightly on that rate announcement. So, what are your thoughts here on the bond market?
Can you let me know when I'll give you weatherman forecast. I'll do that. I'll tell you after the fact. So when notes break out to the upside or the downside, I'm going to come back to you with a great story of why they're doing it. But for right now, my view on the bond market's kind of like this. I mean, I do feel that you know, whether you're talking about, you know, fixed income just in general, I think could probably rally here, and then you could see a sell-off in yields. But I think it has more to do with the market's trust in leadership, in the U.S. leadership, which means that the, you know, Trump administration and Treasury Secretary Bessent, sorry, excuse me, and you know, versus me trying to figure out what's going to be the driver. I really don't know, Tracy. I wish I had a better answer for you.
That's all good. So, you know, we got to talk about the energy market here a little bit, because what is interesting is we are starting to see a squeeze in crude, and even with the dollar higher, even though crude is more correlated to rates than it is the dollar, still the dollar does affect the currency markets, even if it's even if it's like 50% correlation to crude, where the rates are 88% correlated. But we are starting to see a slight squeeze here higher, and this market is very short. So I don't know. We talked about this a little bit on your show yesterday. Was it yesterday? Wow.
It was
yesterday,
a long day.
Actually. It was yesterday.
It's been a long 48 hours.
Right?
So Tracy, I want to ask you this regarding crude, because obviously we're seeing a squeeze. And yesterday you made on our show, you made an argument on how big of support this $64 was, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect, based on the Russian comments that we got from President Trump yesterday afternoon. So for me personally, like I see crude reaching for the low 70s, which will be, you know, somewhere up in this neighborhood. That's where I see us reaching for. But there's that breaking point, and you know there's a breaking point in the market, and I'm not really too sure where it's at, where high crude is good to a point, and then there is that point where everybody goes, "Wow, you know, prices, this is not good. You know, this isn't good." So anyway, I'd like to hear your take on what those comments about Russia and supply concerns are going to be now.
Well, I think that it is going to be very difficult. And for those that didn't hear me this morning, what happened is that Trump said that Russia had basically 50 days to stop the war in Ukraine, or he was going to put secondary sanctions on countries, meaning he would tariff countries 100%, any country that was buying Russian goods, particularly oil and gas. Now, he came out yesterday and said he's changed that to 10 days. Now, we'll see if he changes his mind again or not, but the market believed him because he repeated it about 4 times yesterday. And really what this means is it's not going to mean anything for China. They don't believe in unilateral sanctions. They don't care what the U.S. says. Every time we've tried to sanction Iran, they kept buying Iranian oil, so it's not going to matter to them. It was actually even brought up in the trade talks today, and China said, yeah, that's not going to happen. And so you have that. And then you have India, right? And India is a developing nation. I know they say that China is, but I think we can stop that categorization right now. But and they need cheap oil and they need cheap energy, and they're going to continue buying from Russia as well. And I think that, when we first enacted sanctions on Russian oil, we kind of looked the other way to India because of that, even though there were some harsh words and that they shouldn't be buying Russian oil. But the administration looked the other way, and that was fine and all. I do think that part of the reason that Trump said today that he was going to enact 25% tariffs on India is partially to do with the fact that they're buying Russian oil. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But you're 100% right. $90 oil is not good for anybody, right? It's not good for developing nations. It's not good for developed nations. And so I think that happy ground where everybody would really be happy would be between 65 and 75. And then you'd have oil companies making money, putting catbacks to work, and continuing to explore for production and still make money at it.
Tracy, I was just going to say, I don't think you're far off from where the upside targets could be in crude in the coming weeks ahead. So, I mean, it looks pretty bullish, and as you pointed out, the market's pretty bearish here. But hey, we should be heading into the press conference. Should be starting any moment now.
Yep. I was going to say thank you very much. Hopefully, I know we'll see you back on the network because I love having you as a guest here. So thank you very much. While I bring in XYZ and Nick for a tick. Hey, guys.
Hey, Tracy.
Oops, that was me.
So markets did absolutely nothing. So that was fun. I'm going to head into the presser and let you guys to the charts. So we will look forward to your session this afternoon on Trade the Close.
Thank you. Thank you. XY, they gave us the keys during the presser.
Yeah, that's a risky move, man. That's a
Simply
risky
go wrong.
move.
I'm gonna share my
Well, I
screen.
mean, what are we talking about? Every time we're on, we're in a 20-point range anyway, so
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is the day that we don't. It just becomes violent to the upside or to the downside, like FOMC of recent memory, going back to December of last year. I mean, that was a lot of fun to trade when Powell decided to ruin Christmas. I don't think we're going to get that. We shall see.
yeah, I've got 4K of profits that I'm willing to use as a bankroll today,
risk.
guys. Yeah, I tried that short earlier. Before we got on, I was short 548. Where was that?
Yeah, I was watching that.
I only got half off though. Sucks. But hey, at least we got paid on half.
Powell is talking, so I'm gonna watch, see if we get any sort of rotation back towards the IB high before I get too wild.
This thing has ran pretty far, but the bid is still like it's out there.
The bid is always out there.
The bid is always out there.
I have Powell in my ear. I have to turn it down. It's way too loud.
So when is he's not on yet, right? It's like
He's on. He's at the mic.
Is he at the mic right now already?
He's talking.
11:30 sharp.
He's giving his prepared statement currently.
All right. Guess we'll let it shake out first. The book hasn't really thinned out too much. So we'll see. I'm sure it will at some point.
I'm sure something stupid's going to happen shortly. I was watching this 65 spot earlier.
Let's see. Yes. New highs as well. 50% is met. Man, the whole
Well,
day was pretty much just trapped in this like congestion of MGI.
it was. Chat, how are we all doing? Anybody catch the long off kind of the week open area? And this is a safe place and a safe stream, so I'm curious if you have traded FOMC in the past, is this your Super Bowl of an afternoon?
Remember when FOMC with the press was a guaranteed like 400, 500 point move?
Oh, it was insane. Like
Like
you just, I don't know how you
gone.
traded it if you didn't use MGI and order flow of things, just because that seemed like when you zoomed out towards the end of the day, it all kind of made sense where some of the reversals and spots were to long off of for continuation. Like, but when you're kind of in the weeds and we're just moving 10 points at a clip, you get lost real fast.
Yep. Yeah. FOMC hasn't been the same in recent, what, the last maybe year, maybe even 2 years.
I think
But
there was
before that, jeez.
that one day you and I had it, had to be like 2 months ago, and it looked like we were, or maybe I was in the chat. Either way, maybe it was you and Stowe on.
You know what? I think it was us, and then FOMC came and went, and like we didn't really
But
notice it or something like
but
that,
there
right?
was another one where like Powell kind of poo-pooed all of the possible rate cuts for 2025, and we were like on the lows and about to go, I think, make a trip down to like the previous day low, and then Trump came out of nowhere and just like upstaged him, and we
Oh
went
yeah.
the high, like the previous day high in a matter of like 10 minutes.
I remember that.
That was a fun day. I held runners way too long, thinking we were going to break that low. Round tripped them, and round
Possible.
tripped them fast, like made you look stupid for even holding anything.
So nothing new, it looks like, coming from Powell.
I don't think so. I think the newest ones was Waller being one of the dissenters, which I think who didn't see that coming? Gunning for Powell's job, probably.
Dude, that renovation little audit was so
Oh
funny.
my God, that was just glorious television.
It was like exactly what people thought it would be, but somehow even better meme content.
Oh,
Okay, there it is. There's
there's
your
a nice.
thin book.
As soon as the question started,
Is this what's happening right now?
yep,
Questions?
the first question came in.
Yeah, book is quite thin.
Gold's freaking out. Did you guys see copper? That was insane.
Yeah, so usually when this stuff happens, guys, I do not interact with a thin book. I'm gonna wait until liquidity comes back. It's still there. It's not like there's gaps in it, like it's pure algos, but it's super thin. I'm gonna wait till everyone just gets their decision making out of the way. It's ironic. Usually I'd be like, you know what, pre-FOMC, we did our work. We're up $4,000. But now that I'm streaming, it's like, all right, we're still in it.
What can I do?
We're gonna risk it.
I had a good day as well. Um, had a good trade in the personal account, which always feels good.
So you've got a bankroll that might disappear as well.
Well, I don't know how much I don't know how much I'm gonna risk here. Maybe we'll throw on a mini and ES because at least I can feel somewhat safe versus NQ, which is currently just whipsawing 15 points at a time.
ES's 5 minute candle right now looks
Looks a little
kind of
bearish.
extreme there.
I mean,
Do I
NQ breaks
primarily look at
550s.
Dom?
This could be fun.
I look at Dom for some vibes here and there, yeah. If I'm executing, yes, definitely. But I don't stay glued into it for sure. You go crazy. What up, driver? You
Maybe
guys don't have to take any trades. Yeah, yeah, production tells us that. We appreciate that, being able to not feel like we have to take any trades. There's this push and pull, right? We want to give good content. We want to be careful, and the chips always end up falling where they fall.
yeah, this is not a time where it's like I'm throwing on a lot of size if I do anything, and I'm not holding out for big moves. If I was in a single in ES and I can catch 5 points on a trade real quick, I mean, I'm taking it.
Liquidity's back on the book.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's
I
thin
said
again.
I said
Now it's
that
thin again.
5 spot. Looks like I could have gotten a chance to short that. Looks like we actually had a delta flip up there earlier.
Cool candle there on ES. Very cool.
Right back into the range.
This 1 hour candle. Darth Maul candle.
Crude had a fun day going back to pre-market. Gold just violent to the downside.
Gold is
It's
going
selling off,
downside right now.
and it was selling off earlier today.
Tape is quite negative. Jeez. Yeah, there's some negative tape. No access for me, guys. This is, I don't even know. I can't even place an entry or risk. Still too crazy.
I'm only half listening to Powell, but he's a little more discerning, I guess. He just sounds a little grumpier today. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I'm only
Trump
half.
sent him a threatening email right before. Threatening text on his
Seems a little
phone.
sensitive. Maybe that's a better word.
Rogan says, I find it really helpful for you guys to not take trades. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this right now. Me personally, I don't have anything that really tells me anything.
I mean, even even looking at this, like where NQ kind of rejected off of, like I have no MGI there, no real reason for me to jump in short.
The
So
best thing, the best analogy I can think of in terms of how I feel about it is I'd just be running into a chainsaw. Even if I choose the right direction, I'm still gonna die.
yeah,
I
it's
can't
just the
interact
way
with
this
this.
tape can move with the illiquidity. We are coming
Flash
into the
crash.
week open, which has been an interesting spot for the last like day and a half.
Yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of time. We've got an hour and 20.
The
Book is
tape's
still
moving, bro.
pretty
I'm like
thin. It's
trying
like,
not
hey,
to
you
jump
guys keep
into a trade.
complaining about range and pace. How about this?
Yeah, this is like hard to even give you guys commentary about what's going on because
Because it's everything and nothing
yeah,
at the same time.
it's like being an auctioneer at this point. If I was trying to call out what's
Oh, let's see you
happening,
try it.
but this is one of the many reasons I said this before or the other day, where sometimes even though the lovely Dom that XY is using, like in a moment like this, that is going to be the most overstimulating piece of information I could be possibly looking at. And so I would have to turn it off if I was actually even trying to trade this.
Yeah.
Just,
Even on the Dom right now, it's just a bunch of noise everywhere.
yep.
There's no real info. The only info that we've just gotten is in the 520s to the 516s, there actually is a passive player who absorbed a lot of sell. What can I do with that? Nothing at the moment.
And that is the currently bounced right off the RTH VWAP and the week open at that 520s area.
Mhm. There are certainly participants willing to hold IB high, overnight high right now, but still, we don't know what they're even going to get for it yet. So,
But I have to ask because that is my job. Who's taking a trade? This is a safe space, as I said.
don't lie. Who's who's got exposure right now?
Who's short from 570s?
Yeah, they ran into a big old roadblock under the overnight high there. Lots of sell, and then they lifted through it. So we'll
Ashley's
see.
long the DAX. I have never taken a DAX trade. Have you?
Nope. I've never even taken an SPX trade.
Seriously?
No.
In your DGen option days back in the day?
No, that was equities only, man.
Mm.
Dude,
So I'm the
I've
only
never,
idiot
I
that
think
still plays the SPX options chain here and there.
the best thing I did was Data Dogs. I don't know. One of my buddies was so bullish Datadog as a company. And for 3 weeks straight, we kept buying more and more calls into earnings. We're like, you know what? I'm more and more and more. And it after earnings, I think it was like a 12 bagger. And I
Nice.
was like, wow, this is great.
This
In
is so easy.
hindsight, we had no idea what we were doing.
Screams 2021 to me.
Yeah, I'll never forget Datadog as a company. What a time.
I'm familiar. They were back in my old world. So this 550s, which was yesterday's value area high, sitting right here.
Yeah, I'm not too convinced for upsides until they can build a node somewhere. They're holding where they should, but they need to not just have this more of a taper into a D shape. ES, whoa, ES actually went down there, close to IB low.
Yeah, ES had a nice little move back into the range.
So again, it is pretty decoupled here between the two. ES struggling to trade at all outside IB, NQ struggling to even get back in the IB.
They just haven't played nice together. Seems like for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wonder why they're fighting. I actually hate it. I hate so much this like what's the word? Divergence between the two. I hate it.
Mhm. Like the last 2 weeks, it's shaken me out of taking a few trades
Yep.
because ES is like just kind of stuck, or NQ's not quite as low as ES, and then I'm afraid to take the reversal or something,
Yep.
that it's gonna catch up, and then it
Me
doesn't happen.
too. I too am a victim.
Like I caught that 534 short earlier and basically got out in the 80s with all three contracts, but ES was like making new lows and looked like it was going to break. NQ was still in like the middle of the range
Oh, you talking about short around
earlier.
oh yeah, dude, that was such a good short, man. In hindsight,
Yeah, that
even
one
during my
worked
stream, I
out
was like, dude, this is
perfectly.
textbook something I would do with that trap node, but I was already long. I was like, oh man, I screwed it all up.
hmm I
But at
got
least we got that long into high day, new high day. So
I'm ashamed to admit that trade was completely managed in my garage gym as I was trying to exercise. I took it,
managed
stop was in
by
place.
iPhone.
Yeah, it was on the iPhone, but I entered it. Stop was at 550s and we never got close.
Divergence destroying my edge. Yeah, it's doing a number for me too. A lot harder to have conviction in setups because of it. So it's not just you, man. It's us too. Are you
You
guys
guys
having Renko
using Ranko
bars?
bars? XY, are you? I think you are.
No, I use a Heiken-Ashi.
You can actually. I have volume based candles.
I feel like the market is just like, all right, 20-point range or this, best I can do.
Yep. Best
No
we
in
can do
between.
is just kind of meander around today's value.
Yeah, so the reason I can't interact with this guys is it a high or low hold or a lower high hold? Who knows? In these moments, I'm not going to do anything.
Florida man, I have a TV in that garage. I mean, I feel like in today's day and age, you can I would not be taking trades, taking entries on mobile, but I will happily manage them if needed. And eventually I will teach my daughter how to hit the flatten all button for me if that moment ever came.
Oh, ES is really driving this thing down.
Nick, how do you like the volume chart? It's something I've always kind of used for the most part, is using volume-based candles. It works for me. I know it's just a different way to look at similar information, but I kind of like the differences. And then I do have another 5 minute that I do have on the one of my other screens as well. So just to kind of see the slight differences there.
He's a big buyer in these
Yeah,
low
came right
20s.
back in that same spot.
Someone just lifted 141 lots.
See if he gets
Didn't
punched in the
care.
face.
And he's underwater. Good
He's
night.
in trouble. See if they're going to rotate this back to 500s. Oof.
Yeah, 21.5. Pretty key right now for NQ. ES at the lows. Ooh. Weekly open. Dude, ES's tape is pretty
Yeah,
offer.
looks kind of ugly. There it goes.
There you
There's the
go.
big puke.
They
Powell was
tried to
talking
buy
something
those
about
21s and they paid the
something.
price, man.
Oh, they're asking him about the president.
They want some gossip. They're asking about the
Yeah,
relationship
something
between him and
about
Trump.
legislative,
Mm.
monetary something. I couldn't quite hear.
Fran's got a 70-point short. Way to go,
Boom.
man. That's a banger.
570s. Beautiful.
That's a banger. 570, so.
Nice exit too at 500s. It's a good spot.
Oh, ES is exploring new prices on the day.
Look at that magic blue box.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in chat that shorted this, huh? You guys are crazy.
They're just better men than us.
You guys
And
are
women.
crazy.
I just didn't quite have the stones to take that
Dude,
65 short.
it's crazy out there right now.
I mean, I really didn't get. I was gonna fade this little, this little pump back up, I guess. Like, I don't think I was gonna do that.
Jane says, looks like you're gonna get a trade-off for two. I don't know. If the tape is like this, it's really thin and it's like very news driven right now, depending on what he says. I actually don't really interact with these markets much because the edge is very much eroded for me. Um, Anything that's happening on order flow for the next 2 minutes might be for nothing in the next 10 seconds. So
Agreed.
I
This is where, and we say this too, when volume kind of dries up during things like rollover, it's sometimes like order flow tools, it just gets harder to
yeah,
put a lot of
there's a lot more
stock in the
trash.
validity.
Yeah, trash liquidity. It's like earlier in the 20s before the flush, they were definitely buying that thing to the point where, yeah, that flush would happen because that's a lot of buying, and if they get out of those buys, you get the flush. So, during that time, it's like, okay, you can maybe buy the spot that they've been buying over and over. There's a buyer present, and then you're dead. So, yeah, like Nick says, some more validity in the order flow first, and we'll look to make some choices. I want a loaded dice. I want to feel like I've got some edge. Zigzag. Appreciate that, man.
It's gonna make another new low.
Yeah, buyers are getting nothing.
Just smacked at the IB low and
That's a good
settlement.
reoffer too, like right at the edge of that range.
But same
I
thing, that
just,
happens so quick.
yeah. And I hate, so it's good if you're looking at the range, like the break and retest downside, but I hate that it's the middle of the profile of a potential D shape. That'll keep me out. Probably a weak high holding up. Fat fish, yep. Pivot, doing pivot things. The open. Yeah, there's quite
Yeah, somebody's
congested
still trying to hit
MGI.
right around that 500 spot. Here we go again.
Pradith, how to do you mark how so essentially how do you mark your pivots? This is auto plotted. It's a study. It's an OFL study called the Job pivot. Very good level. Hate trading into it because it will probably stop your trade.
Delete it.
Yeah, gotta delete it. It's the only way to beat it.
Less problems.
Sell again, 525. I don't see anything well I okay. Sell side is definitely the better side, but I can't get access because I don't want to sell here, seeing that it's the middle of this range of value and what could potentially be a D-shaped profile. That keeps me out of it for sure. So
And while
just
we're
certain things.
waiting for a trade, if y'all could do us the favor of hitting that thumbs up button, thank you guys for hanging out with us on this lovely market holiday that is the FOMC meeting.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Super Bowl. Huh?
It's at least like a playoff game.
Yeah, like a game 7 at least.
I didn't even like the stream, so I should probably do that.
Yeah, right now it's either you're doing nothing or you're getting short, but I don't have anywhere that I can get short at, even at this edge of this current little range because of the profile again. So I'm chilling. We've still got plenty of time.
Yep. I just hate shorting into the low of the day.
Yeah, and yeah, considering where we are, the way I see it is always like, okay, the market's going lower, but if you enter a position at these lows and it goes against you and you lose and you show someone that chart, they're just gonna think you're an idiot. So I don't want to be that idiot.
My mic output sounds a little tiny. Can you guys hear me okay? Do I need to raise my voice? I might have moved. I might have been speaking away from the mic.
Sounds okay for me right now. Dude, wow. We are
Sound
moving.
perfect. Okay. So it might have just been me turning my head too far.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds all right.
Don't yell at us. I apologize.
Well, NQ's cracked a new low and ES has like doubled its
Yeah, it's
range
looking
to
a
the
little ugly.
downside.
Are we gonna go to the mythical level that is 420?
Should I just place all my limit orders there right now blind?
I
Is
mean,
that what
I
you're saying?
guarantee there's at least an immediate reaction of like 10
So
points.
you're saying this is a guaranteed winning trade. Got it.
I would not be shocked since it's also last week's close and previous day low that there may be somebody lurking down there, at least for a reaction bid. But we'll find out. That is not trading advice. Knife catching 420 for the meme is not a trade thesis.
Do it using micros. Yeah, this is
And I'm
crazy.
kind of mad I didn't short that, but whatever.
They've definitely found a buyer here. Dude, there's a lot of buying. It's enough to potentially get me interested. We'll see how they do. Mm-mm-mm.
I mean,
They're
next spot
underwater.
down in ES.
These buyers are underwater right now.
77s ish.
Let's see these 420s. 440s, passive buyer. Dude, they're reloading the offer like crazy right now. They're really trying to push price.
Big LVN here.
I'm gonna try this long here.
Yeah, I guess the
One lot.
failure to get back above the week open. XY at like 515s, a couple attempts.
I got a one lot right now. Dead.
Gotta
I'm
wait
not
for
willing to give
420.
this more than one, dude.
Give us the flush to like 419. All right, there it is. Oh,
Dude, that was a lot of buying.
violent.
That's a lot of buying that just got killed.
There was a lot of people who had stops right below 420. My goodness.
All right, so
Anybody holding
longs are
short?
off the table under the 40s for sure for me because, dude, they just killed a lot of buying. Uh-uh.
Look at the VIX getting out of bed.
Are we getting to 20 yet?
No, it just went to 17, but it was at like 14 even the other day.
All right, well, we're scrunching in the chart right now, finally.
I gotta enhance the chart.
This is crazy. Dude, they just really, yeah, they really did just skip through those 40s. That have been like a food bank for a while. Next, dude, it's not till like the 340s, 330s you can expect anything.
Tracy, I'm sure you're listening to Powell, but if you do hear this, is he sounding a bit more hawkish? I'm like hearing something in his tone. He just sounds like pissed off, disgruntled.
Hindsight capital. And party ain't over unless they can trade what? 300s.
I was gonna say, where's
300s. That's when, yeah, I think party is definitely in trouble.
yeah. I mean, even then, until we really lose 23K.
Yeah, we're pretty high in the sky, guys. Let's pull up the
Losing the
high
week's
time
range so
frame. Look at
far.
this. Yeah. This is like a lot of overlapping volume that's not happy right now, though. I will
Mhm.
say that 3 days of overlapping offsides. But yeah,
Just
it's right here.
we just got to see kind of how the rest of this week closes, and we have keep in mind, even with this move, we have um who do we have? Meta and Microsoft after the bell today.
They got close to 340s. I think they'll get it. 340, 330s. Potential bid.
Today's low, so we're good.
Man,
Do we buy it now,
can't buy it now. No
or do they
way.
reoffer 420s and we're all in trouble?
Prior day range. See if they can keep price outside of prior day range. What tick size? This is a 500 volume Heikin-Ashi right here. Usually I use 1 minute, but the market's just been so like narrow lately that I went down to 500 volume, but usually I like the 1 minute. This is probably good for a 1 minute. What's happening right now? We've got more extended range, so. So what's not good for upside is they are locking out of prior day range so far.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they can fail to extend downside. Then I'm looking for some bids. I hate that they didn't test the 340s, 330s though. Ultimately, I do want to see that.
I hate that you and I didn't short 170 points ago.
Tape is heavy.
It's still, yeah,
Nick.
they're still just
It's
reloading.
heavy.
Came right in at 420s and just reloaded the offer.
Jeez. Dude, they bought there was so much buying in those 40s that yeah, if all that buying gets set offside, it's an instant, what is that? Like a 80-point flush.
Philcos, I'm good, dude. I'm had a good day and just trying not to do anything too stupid here this afternoon.
Yeah, I think Stowe's having a good day too. So we're all having a good day.
I mean, there were some decent trades in the session pre FOMC that you could have just put your foot up, got some popcorn, and just enjoying whatever you want to call this. I have not taken a trade yet, so I could say that yes, I have not done anything stupid. But
Better than me. I
there's
just
still
lost
55 minutes left in this stream, so plenty of time for me to make some mistakes.
I just lost $160. How did you manage to not do anything stupid? That's funny. Is gold still just like dying or something? Falling off a cliff?
Yes.
Tracy
Violent
said that contract gap
downside
is about to get
since
filled.
FOMC. 20, 20 plus points. Oh, what
This
happened?
tape is so negative still, even at these lows. One lot.
Trying long again.
Yeah. It's looking all right.
I kind of wanted to see
Now I'm
it
like, oh, I should have threw on at least three, but
touch lower, but it's
that
not going to
feels
give it to me.
crazy. I'll get in like one or two more if they can offer this again and fail the offer. So I'm looking for something very specific. Otherwise, I'm sitting in one. Always longing. Hey, look, I mean, if you look at high time frame, it's hard not to want to long, right? Actually, I think I short more than I long on stream. Either way, as long as the outcome is a positive P&L, it don't really matter what side I'm on.
Yeah, I mean, in
But hey,
hindsight,
look at this.
probably should have taken a stab at that.
I should have gotten 10 lots,
67.
right?
We're looking high time frame for entries.
Well, when it's moving like this, yeah, you
I
gotta.
know. It's just
I'll
like,
break even this thing.
gotta have level.
I'm in one lot. We got one lot in a dream, guys, because the fill was way too high up to put on anything else. Yeah, why long? Well, second attempt down here, selling hardcore again. If they're not going to be able to do it, expect a spike up. Uh, unfortunately, just one lot, so I can't really scale out without taking it all off, and I'd rather just sit break even than at that point get compensated for my risk than whatever. Break even. Lower high.
They just reloaded again.
Yeah, let's see how they do at this low again. I'll be quicker this time. Staring intently at the dong, guys. All right.
Is gold finally going to leave the range it's been for the last 3
We're in
months?
for three. We're in for three quick ones. I'm gonna set with some scales and all right, chat. We're doing it.
Trade.
We got a trade. I think they're gonna make me chase this fill. Oh, they filled me. Nice. Okay, guys. We're really running now. I was quicker this time. Staring intently at the dom. Take this, and we'll sit with one.
Holding for 420.
See what they can do. I took two off already, so profits have been secured. It's a decent day. Great place for long. Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked the 340s, 330s, but I mean, the market doesn't care what I like, so. The information was there, right? Huge buying. They got a good pop. Came back second time around. held it again. If they're not going to be able to do it a third time, I expect this to be the move that takes us all the way up, right? And if not, they're going to range us in here and it's not going to be a good time. So pretty simple. Target infinity. What's my rule on break even? So it has to make sense. Um, it's not like, oh, I'm afraid to lose more money on this trade. You know, you want to get out where it's invalidated. But when I do break evens, it's because it's a price where if it comes back, I don't even want the trade anymore. If this fails again up here, I don't see how they don't extend downside some more and try it again. So that's the reason for the break even here. I'm actually looking to trail this. So if they can pop price higher, like fail and attempt lower, pop price higher, I'll trail this thing. But for right now, this is my trail. So that's how I see it. It's not like, oh, I've taken profit on 2 lots and I don't want the third lot to be a loser. It's not that. It's that I think if this is the what, 1, 2, 3, they're going for a fourth attempt at this spot. If this dies, a new low is not out of the question. And I don't want to be here if it's a new low. So we're 50 points in. I'll start trailing this a little bit here. Yeah, so the reason, yeah, BC. So that's a great question. Why did I break even the previous one then? Well, my fill was way higher up. It was like up here, right? If it comes back, it's not going to stop here. It's going to test the lows again. And I don't want to get caught here if it's going to test the lows where, again, I got a way better entry the second time around. So it's always dependent on like, okay, if the market comes back, how exposed am I then? Does that make sense? So great follow-up question, so I can clarify.
Ben, I like that entry. That's in hindsight, an area that I saw on the longer time frame chart that I kind of wish I was watching 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah, they didn't really get into like the low volume area, but the market just showed like, all right, this is as far as they can go. 3 attempts. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, then yeah, BC Trader, that's a good follow-up question. Um, I'm always looking at where is my exposure. So I'm not trailing this up just yet. Should have just got in like 5 lots, right, Nick? Scared money.
Mm-hmm. Powell's angry, so yes, I'm scared. Oh, and we're just going to rotate back into the range, and none of this matters. God, what a move on NQ.
I like it here. It's quiet.
Powell has concluded his press conference. So we'll see. No, we're not muted. I think we just weren't talking. Oh, XY, you are muted.
Oh, my bad. There's this little button that I hit sometimes. Anyways, guys, I was just trailing real tight because I'm not trying to give back like 80 points of profit, you know? Yeah, that was great. So we're looking real
Chart real
positive
quick.
for the day. And can't complain. How long, what was the last thing I even said? Or that you guys heard? I went from trying to explain the long. Anyways, you guys can ask. I don't know what you guys heard or didn't hear, but you guys can ask.
All right, let's see if this goes.
Thanks, Zolino.
I was waiting for Powell to finish talking before I was actually looking for a reoffer on that move.
I actually got close to 100 points, huh?
Yeah, you had
Got
a
like
hell of an
90.
entry on that second one.
I think I trailed out around 80, close to 80 points. Yeah. When's the next YouTube video? I don't know. I don't know. What an entry. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's I mean, first we spotted the buy. They got some done, came back, still can't sell through it. If they're not gonna do it the third time, I get long quicker this time because I'm like staring at the Dom and we move on with it. So it's a lot more simple than it needs to be, guys. Never overcomplicate. Find buyer. They try again. They don't sell through buyer. They show a lack of willingness to sell through the third time. Well, if it's not going to do that, then it's going to do this. No need fancy lines. Oh, you're short?
I'm short.
Did I pass the baton?
You did. I was waiting for you to exit so that I could
Oh,
reoffer.
Leo. I didn't know we were going to do that. Leo's got a question for you, Nick. Nick's trying to figure out what he wants to say.
What? No, I didn't see the question. I'm trying to manage a trade.
Oh,
for
yeah, you can manage. I'll
FOMC.
interact. I've passed the baton for a reason. So, yeah, chat, there are some surprises coming to YouTube. Not another video for now. Maybe I will make one. Well, would you guys be interested in a video on these lows? I could do that. Or the lows I took earlier in the day. For the new high of day. I can do either one of those videos. If I don't know, I just try to get a gauge on what would be a good video, like actually good executional video. XY, please start paid group. Only if you're willing to pay 5,000 a month or 10,000 for the year.
And then any cran line that's drawn is proprietary.
Yeah. Anyways, to answer Leo's question, yes, there are some surprises coming to YouTube in the near future, so stay tuned. You guys will get the details from Leo when necessary. But if you guys want some, please throw some likes. Me and Nick sticking our neck out in front of this train today.
I may just cut this because I'm scared it's going to pop unless NQ wants to lose this 420 spot.
Please don't. I got enough subs already. Bad fish.
Well, what if Fatfish? What if it is like a Saturday brisket stream with Leo and Nick? Like that's
Yeah, honestly,
well worth the
I didn't
price of
say what it
admission.
was.
I'm not saying that's what it is.
It might be
Like,
just
you never
me going
know.
to Bass Pro, buying a bunch of hats, and making a haul video. I've got the purple, I've got the red. Need more likes in the chat. Yeah, maybe with more likes, Leo will give you guys a little bit more of a sneak peek on things. But
Plus, if we get more likes, we're going to go to a new low and I'm going to cover this trade at 60.
otherwise, best we can do is troll responses. Dude, I'm so glad I trailed that stop. Jeez.
Yeah, it was well managed.
Hope Stowe's watching so he can start trailing. Frinton, yeah. Yeah. You guys are witnessing in real time the rebranding of what I thought my trading career would be.
Nope. I'm out.
ES was probably better to sell than NQ. Oh, definitely. ES did it first, Zolino. I think when NQ broke the low, ES already did like 2 times its range downside. Stowe try and bid hard. Stowe might be this bid down here. What's my eating schedule if I'm trading RTH all day? I'm actually not. I don't actually trade very long. Yeah, Texas raised. That question gets asked like very commonly. Um, how do I consolidate everything? COVID. Friend says buy option. I say, okay. I don't know what this is, but it's called what? SPY? Okay. Make some money. Think I know what I'm doing. We do it together. Luckily come out alive. And then I discover futures. Throw what? $1,300 into broker. In a week, it's 18,000. In a week, it's 0. That's me. It's like, and then it goes, You're wondering how I got here. Yeah, I started with that. That's not the first time either, guys. That's just the beginning. And then I discovered prop and it tempered expenses quite a bit. So, uh, Zolino, this year, April marked my 4th year trading futures. But if you can call the options thing trading, sure. No, because the 18K was gone. That was before, yeah. So I'm like barely getting into actual trading before you realize there's a whole other layer of risk management and mental and discipline and stuff. Yeah. I mean, the only way you can drive 1300 to 18K in a week is literally full porting, averaging down, not losing, right? And eventually you just go to 0. Why futures versus options? Um, no Greeks. Moves like stock, pays like option. Seemed good at the time.
Nick, please don't complain if ES trades lower. I think we know the second I hit flatten that it was all but a guarantee that ES is about to make a new low.
How long trading for you if I'm not on NT duty? It could be, in normal environments, not like the slow summer sessions. It could be anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
If I'm still trading in 2 hours, um, I'm not having a great time, even if I am making money, even if it's green. My mental capital depletes very fast, so I try to keep it short. That's how I can avoid tilt more so is because I just don't give a very big window to allow that. It's just, hey, it is what it is. If I feel like my mental capital is pretty depleted, I'm done.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to do that if you actually are on the charts every day, pressing buttons and trying to do this full time. Like you can't do it full time. You literally have to carve out majority of your day that is not staring at charts.
Yeah, I think me and Nick were very similar in that way. Just kind of do the work, and if the results are good, hey, Your work's done for the day. You move on with it. You know, we do understand we are in different positions. So we are blessed, right? To be able to just do that willy-nilly. And it's not like that for everybody. Seems to be a problem. 8 hours on charts. Yeah, where's Dio? Dio killer. There's a guy here that trades even during maintenance. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
He's
Dio's
probably
all
got like
great.
16 trades in this whole FOMC move. Oh, yeah, there he
Yeah,
is.
see, he's in the chat.
Speak of the devil.
Dio's been trading from London Open, and we'll trade and probably watch the Globex Open, and then find time to go to sleep eventually. Those Euro traders, man, they're built differently.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, even like Kane. Like Kane's eating dinner like 10 o'clock his time when we're kind of rounding out our day. I don't know how they do it.
Someone says, "Are you crazy, man?" He's absolutely crazy. Yeah, screen time when starting out. Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, don't get me wrong, guys.
Two
I
different
have
things
a
is what I would say.
very weird approach to the markets, right? I just get up when I get up and then I get in. But it's because when I first started trading futures, I spent a long time getting to desk by 5:30 my time. So I watched a lot. I traded pre-market sometimes. I traded A, B. I've done it all. I've studied it all to the point where now I get to desk and I can look back at what has happened or what hasn't. I have a pretty good idea of, how it happened and things like that, and then I can get on with it. Obviously, having auto-plotted MGI tools helps a ton. I don't have to do any, I don't want to say any at all, but there's not too much prep first because it's all laid out there for me through the OFL studies. And because I'm also a scalper, right, there's a lot of access that I can find in the markets to make the trade make sense. I don't need, a 50-point move, TP1, things like that. I just trade NQ. I trade NQ ES actually. When I am trading solo, I have ES and NQ. So sometimes, especially lately, ES gives a cleaner mean of access into an idea where NQ is just doing whatever it does. And I'll do that. And if I'm in the ES trade and NQ also presents at some point, I'll take it on NQ as well. So I'm in two ladders. But if I get into NQ first, I will not get into ES. So that's kind of the idea. But there was a time, I think 2 years ago, it was so slow. Indices were so slow. I had NQ, ES, gold, oil, the euro, the yen, and nat gas all being watched. I think, yeah, 2023 was super slow for indices for a time period. And that's what I had to do. Luckily, yeah, I haven't had to do that since. NQ does more than enough.
What's the usual time you guys hop on then? So for me, I mean, it depends. Some days I'm in front of my desk and looking at things in the pre-market as I'm kind of starting my day. And there's other days when I don't really get to my desk till probably like 8:45 Central, so shortly after the open. And that's fine because a lot of the time I may be letting the first 15, 30 minutes kind of settle in before I take a trade. And then I
Yeah,
usually
my
try
alarm,
exercising by the euro close.
my alarm is set for 7:20. It's a weird number. I know. It just is what it is. 7:20 my time. So the market's been open for like 50 minutes, right? IB is not closed. Sometimes I'll wake up around 7. Sometimes like I'll get up off of bed like 7:35, 7:40. It just depends. But my average window of when I'm at desk is probably anywhere from 7:15 to close to 8 o'clock, depending on some days. And then yeah, because of that, I really developed a system around the IB because, well, that's the most recent information. So it's worked out for me. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I spent a long time, a lot of time studying from pre-market all the way through. It's not like it's always been this way. And also, I am a scalper because I started off that way. I wanted to do that, and it worked for me because market open is very early. And a lot of times when I get to desk, there's like two huge moves or something that I've already missed. So I had to adapt find a system that works for me that pays me well. So
Guess we're not going to puke it down to 60s.
yeah, they're trying it. There's still a lot of selling though. It's a little scary. Congrats on a near 100-point trade, you scalper. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when the market's moving like this, it's a lot easier. So if I'm getting trades where I'm like getting a lot of points in the move, it's because the market's moving fast. It's so much easier for me. Otherwise, it gets really hard to hold. So my morning strat revolves around IB. Yeah, I think my day revolves around IB because quite simply, are we stuck in IB? Can we actually extend through? If not, we revert. If we do extend through, I have targets at 25% and 50% extension. So yeah, it's systematic in that way. Failed a second attempt short there, Nick. I might get a rebid if they come back down. We'll see. Yeah, Jane, so it's exactly why that window works for me. IB is freshly put in. The inventory is still fresh. It's being digested by the market. So yeah, I'm lucky to have fallen into a process around a time period that works for me and a process that works for me and a style that works for me. It's a mixture of preparedness, opportunity, luck, right? I don't think anyone can take full credit for any success they have in the market. IB is 1 hour. Yeah, AK. Opening range is where people can do different things. 5-minute opening range, 30-second, 30-minute, 15-minute. But IB is initial balance. It's the first hour. Do you use 1 hour IB? Yes, all IB is 1 hour. AK. Power aggression line? What's that? That sounds like something like Power Rangers or something. Do you backtest or just discretionary? Backtest the IB? I think everything should be backtested to a degree. I'm assuming you're talking about how I formed a process around IB.
Well, at least they gave us a range to trade.
I don't know.
Could have been much worse. We could have been stuck in that 20 points of misery.
Well, they had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
They did for the
They're
first
looking
few
a little
minutes.
too dicey. Book was real thin. I'm not convinced on these longs just yet.
No, I'm not either.
I'll take it for 2. I hate the fill. It's like a 17-point stop. Yeah, we'll take it.
It's got to go.
Tape is still super heavy here. It's like tickling my stop.
Where's your stop?
Oh, 2.5. It's done everything but trade 0.2.5. Yeah, they've got a downtrend they're trying to break. So, 2 lots, 17-point stop. Live and die with it. Yeah, I hate the fill though. ES has got a stuck buyer up there, huh? 800 lots. Jeez. 800, 700. Yeah, that's not good. Ichimoku clouds? I don't know anything about that. Probably that's what I mean. Reversion strike, where for IB, say overextension. Yeah, so what I do, another thing I do with the IB is I look at how long it's been since they've not broken IB. If it's been like 2 hours and they still haven't broken it, there's a good chance that that's just what we're working with. And if they do break it eventually, look for a fade back through. Yeah, that's one of the things. So I'm in long again. It's looking all right. Okay, it's looking really all right.
They just wanted you to pay for the trade twice.
I hate it. I think I lost like 400 bucks on the last, 500 bucks on the last trade.
It's
That's
a
all
lot
right.
of Panda Express.
The nasty wick and go. Yeah, it is. But it'd be like that sometimes. I had a bad fill, man, so I couldn't give it that much room. I'm only in 2 lots on this one too, so they either hold a higher low here and get back to like overnight low, or this just fails. There's no in between. Literally no in between. Options data? No. I don't look at any options stuff. Cash a short. Scott, no, I had a long somewhere down here. I think it was like 380. 380 long to whatever this is, like the 60s.
ES looks like it wants to take out this low again.
Where's ES? Let's see. Oh, yes. Yeah. No, seeing it now, I don't like these longs at all. Yeah, Scott had the long, but I only put on 3 lots. So
Only 3 lots.
I so much regret not just putting on like 5 because the risk was pretty tight still. But
Some people
yeah,
say you can be a,
we got paid. We got paid pretty nicely on it because of the runner.
some people say you can be a 7-figure trader if you trade just a couple lots.
1 to 4.
Yeah, just 1 to 4. Didn't know that was possible, but hey,
What
guess if
do
you're
we
right,
know, huh?
guess if you're right a lot.
What do we know? 4-figure traders at best.
Not even real money traders, I guess.
Yeah, ES is building a really big node here. So it looks like the 370, 70, 71 for ES is where all the absorption is occurring. Anything under is a taper.
Can we just break this low, please? No, we're gonna rebid it again. I actually had a good entry on that short,
Yeah.
and I got scared. I was in at like 88s. Stop at I think
That
93.
short would have been at
It
the
was like
same time of your short, it would have been like a top tick NQ almost.
yeah, it was right around there.
Yeah.
The offer came in. Just poorly managed, but I was only in a single just to feel something.
Man, I don't even trade 3 lots of paper trading. Do I always trade with dynamic sizing? Yes, because I keep my risk pretty similar, anywhere from like 1200 to 1800. I like to keep it. Sometimes I'll stretch it to like 2K, but it's got to be really good to do that. So, yeah. I mean, the last 2 longs, I actually lost like 800 bucks total or 900, something like that. So, um, not cool, but yeah, it's because of the market condition. I'm not really looking to risk too much.
Chat, there are 650 people watching this stream, and we can't make a new low unless we get over 300 likes, the new quota.
Or
From
we
Genius
just
Health.
won't. Where are we at on the likes? I can't even tell.
192 with 600 plus people watching.
That's it.
We are trading FOMC, folks.
Sticking our necks out. Stuck my neck out at the low.
Yeah, he caught the knife. I fumbled a good short. What more do you want?
Here they go. Another attempt. ES has got to make a new low, right?
There's no way it leaves it there.
Yeah.
Puke it to 60s so I can feel bad about my poorly managed trade.
It's opposite of like a spite fill. It's the market just moving in spite.
I did it the other day with Stowe, Monday.
Jane asks, would you rather hit 300 likes or a 100-point runner max size? I'd rather hit 300 likes.
Yeah, 300 likes. You guys don't know what it's like behind the
Come
scenes.
on, easy.
Got to keep Jim happy.
There's quite a responsive bid here.
They're going to leave that dang low.
This is for real bid. I'm in 2 lots again. If it comes a little lower, I'll add some more. But I'm
Just
not adding
spitefully watching the ES low.
higher. We're back, Nick. We are so back.
Likes are being bid though. 260
Likes are bid?
counting.
All right,
We
guys,
hit the
bid it for
300.
new
That'll be
high
a
of
new
day.
record for the afternoon.
New high of day, guys. I'm sticking my neck out again. Big delta on thumbs up right now. All right, I'm covering
I can't
one.
believe you sniped that entry.
I actually really hate the entry, so I'm break even on it. I got one off, and I'm hoping this one can run for another 100. Does NT give us a bonus at 300 likes? Believe it or not,
No.
300 likes is the bare minimum for us to get a meal. They won't feed us otherwise.
Yeah, we basically won't be allowed to turn off this stream. We'll be
They're gonna
covering
come back.
maintenance hour.
Break even on the second lot here. I will get long again if they can get a little lower for better fill. Also depending on the order flow. But there's someone sitting at 420. That freaking 420.
Because I covered the trade, you know ES is going to break this low. Like there's no way out of spite and the meme that is me on stream that it does not take out this low and go to
It's like a revenge fitness after you go through a bad breakup.
It's exactly
like, fine,
what
you
happened.
didn't want me up there.
And I'm sure Leo is sitting somewhere in the corner, currently short off of my take profit to make sure that we do get the entire rotation down further.
I can't believe it.
Just like he did on Monday and then sent me the screenshot
Oh yeah.
of his exit.
At the end of the stream too. It's like, hey,
He
by
did.
the way.
He's like literally he took my fumble of a trade and then shoved it in my face and I just had to shake my head. What are friends for?
Can they just crack that low?
Like there's no way you cannot leave that low. Yes. That's even worse. Another attempt.
It's possible, man.
Yeah, Mark, I can't place too much weight in anything that happens in the next 15 minutes with Meta and Microsoft shortly there after the bell.
All right, I'm in for 2 with a 12-point stop. I have a feeling they're not going to get that low right now. Don't get me wrong, I really think they should. But this is a really snappy bid right here. And I'd hate if it went without me over 12 points on 2 lots.
What time? Who reports first? They are
I'm gonna
both.
add another one. We're in for 3. Set some TPs. All right. It is what it is. Cliff it, please. No, not yet, not yet.
Cliff it.
No, not yet, not yet, not yet.
And Microsoft and Meta will report 5 minutes after the bell.
We're so back.
I can't believe they're going to leave that low.
We're so back. Guys, please hit the likes. Don't try this at home. Yeah, that bid was very snappy there. So I had to give it a shot, and
I
see
don't
if
know
we
what
can
would be
fill
more
in.
entertaining, the fact that I'm not in this trade or me frustrating continuing to watch this low continue to hold on ES while still being in said trade.
All
Because
right, I'm covered 2. I'm down to 1. We're printing money, guys.
I'd be throwing a tantrum if I was still in the trade either way.
It's actually, I think it might be illegal that they didn't crack a low. It's got to be illegal, right? Yeah, guys, look. I'm not making these trades for money. I'm making it for likes. Please hit the likes.
They're really going to send this.
They're going to send it, Nick.
4 minutes till the algo.
Dude, that bid was...
All those shorts today.
Can we get 2 80-point runners today?
Guys, we are 12 likes away from 300. Please show your support by getting us to that new quota
Salty,
that
hit the
Jim
like.
has held over our heads.
Tell all your friends. When should I start trailing this thing?
Oh, we did it. 317. Thank you,
Yeah?
folks.
Oh, nice. You went to Japan and got a tummy ache? What'd you get? Orange chicken. I mean, yeah, you got to get the orange chicken. You got what, double orange chicken? I do that sometimes. Mikey Mike, enjoy your meal. Yeah. Dude, I found this place. I think, well, my wife found it on TikTok or something, or no, Instagram. There's a place out in K-Town, Wilshire. You've been to K-Town, right? No? Maybe
Not in
downtown
a very long
LA-ish?
time, if I even have.
Dude, they have a 12-piece omakase for $30.
Is it good,
It
though?
actually was.
Okay.
Very shockingly. So I suspect because it blew up from an influencer, that's how we found it. It's going to go up to like 60, 70 soon. It always ends up that way, man.
Yeah.
Quad orange chicken? Dude, you're a friggin' monster. Triple orange chicken?
Well, we are 1 minute away from algo time. Let's see if the reoffer comes in once again to try to once again break this low.
And crush my dreams of another runner.
I was trying to get short in NQ, and I failed miserably.
How much do you weigh, James? What do I do, Nick? Do I
I would
cover
probably
this before
cover
the
or the
algo?
algo, but
I mean, we're looking at a lot of Panda Express still. It's not too bad. Not gonna lie. I'll do this. I'll leave it here. We'll try to get a...
Attention traders, it's algo time.
Was it already algo?
mm-hmm.
It's already algo. All right, I've survived this far. Sweet. Cool algo.
Just straight up.
Cool algo. No, I like this algo. All right, we're gonna start trailing this thing higher.
And back into the range.
All right. How far can we go, chat?
Can't believe they left that low.
I had a feeling. There's a lot of buying, man. All right, so we got trailed out. That was a cool runner. 50 points, I think it was. Cool. Successful FOMC. Jason, how do I get XYZ's delta volume profile? It's an OFL study, so you have to get into OFL. Honey walnut shrimp, dude, that costs extra money. I can't live like that. I can't live like that. Jane, that's a good description of Nick. I'm not gonna lie.
We're just going to unwind the entire move of the day.
Room 550, up like 7R. I don't know what my R is exactly, but I am, yeah, actually, if my R is, I'm hitting 7R room. Yeah, it's a good day. Definitely a good day. See you, deck. Hey, thanks for hopping on, chat. Thanks for the likes. I don't know what our record is, but it'd be cool if we can break it. Maybe production can let me know.
Yeah, I'd be curious what the afternoon record is. Set the bar high on FOMC day.
FOMC is no in between. Either we get like a lot of
Nothing.
likes or we get a lot of negative downvoting. Bleezy, it's personal. Suicide if you do this on prop with like more than one mini, I think. Uncrustable, that thing's like 500 calories. 337. Hit 420. Oh, if we hit 420 without stow,
It's probably
yeah,
going to close at 420 because why
that'd be
wouldn't it?
huge. If we can get 420 likes without stow, it'd be big.
Oh, you're talking the likes.
Yeah, they're saying 337. Let's see if we can get 420. That low on ES, man. They came in one tick.
Yeah, I hate that
There
low.
was so much buying down there. I couldn't ignore it over a 12-point stop. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, I don't have any regrets on the tight trail because it easily could just came back even more.
I get regrets.
I live and die with it. I live and die with it. Thanks, Randy. See ya. How would I trade the IB low if it was in the last 5 minutes? Um, I mean, I'd look at order flow and I'd see if they can hold below it because ES's low still is
Whoa.
not good. So I would be looking for offer at IB low if it weren't so close in the close. Yeah, definitely be looking for offer.
So the party's not over yet, apparently.
That was a double or nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, they're gonna close it at 420.
I feel like I've traded like 3 sessions today. I'm tired. It's a lot more trading than I'm used to. Tough to be a trader on Pacific time. Yeah, try to make it work. 5 a.m. That's too crazy, man.
Yeah, when I was still living in California, I wasn't like actively day trading like I am now. So that would have been a interesting exercise.
Yeah, it'd be too hard to have like as much of a social life as I do now, waking up at like 6:15, because yeah, I'd just be tired. I'd go to bed earlier, and then that's not what I'm in the game for. It's the opposite, actually. So,
All this buying, leaving that poor low. Hate it.
Dio, what is all this buying? I'm an introvert. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not an extrovert for sure. But I have a really good group of friends, and I think because we've been close friends for like, geez, over 15 years, 16 years now, the group is big, and here's what it is. Extrovert on the bok table, you have to be, or you're bad vibes.
Hey guys.
Hey,
It's Jim.
NQ brought it all the way back and is going to close green after all this.
After doing what it did at the lows.
Yep.
Yes, I can't believe it.
Session point of
Should have had
control. It's right there.
should have had 40 lots on it. Ted's Red Tacos in Venice? No. But I think there's more than one. I think there's more than one. And I think I've been to it, but not in Venice. Man, Venice is so far, dude. I hate going out to like Hollywood, even downtown. Venice gets far. Sunset and Vine. I hate that area, man. It's too crazy. Hollywood is truly Holly weird, man.
NQ is back-to-back point of control. That's the same, more or less. 2 days in a row.
Overlapping.
477 versus 488.
Oh yeah, right here. Almost 3 days. Almost 3 days of same
Maybe they're
POC.
waiting for after hours. Hey, could you guys stick around and check out for a
Oh,
couple
earnings.
minutes earnings?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Meta Microsoft.
It's 5 minutes after the bell.
Let's double check that.
Literally back into this overlapping range.
We are.
That's quite a candle on all time frames.
Well, that was fun.
S&P didn't do it though, but NASI did. So the call, I don't know what time. We got to phone a friend here. We got to ask the crowd what time we think this earnings are going to come out. The calls are at 5:30 and 5. So, but the actual release might be right away. This chat is so awesome. They will know the answer to that.
Have we hit 400 likes?
Yep, 4:05.
405. We're 15. We're 15
No, no,
off.
no, no, no. 4 or 5 minutes after we're gonna have the
We
number.
had 356 likes.
Oh, I guess no 420.
Not bad, fellas. You hit your quota and you still can't leave yet.
Always moving the goalposts. I'm working overtime today. Graveyard.
You think the NASI knows the number already? The earnings?
I think they always know.
Just completely unwound everything.
It's actually crazy. They tested downside of the range and
Sent it back up.
failed miserably.
So is this like Chair Powell versus earnings? What's more important?
Who's gonna outshine the other?
Yeah.
Release 1605. Yeah, so for people in chat who wonder why there's so much longing activity from us, this is why the market just cannot really sustain downward pressure.
Because we've been in a bull market forever.
Yeah, volume is consistently just drifting up.
Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, there we
My
go.
goodness.
We've made contact, people.
Wow.
Oh, we got Qualcomm out also.
I guess you could say that selling down there was the kind of selling that would rip us to a new high.
My goodness.
Who is it?
Market imbalance was the only one positive. So the market imbalance, the market on close imbalance, NASDAQ was plus 860 million. S&P was minus 414 million. That's a big separation.
Whose earnings is it?
Well, no, that was just the market on close imbalance. Qualcomm came out. No, Microsoft came out. Let's see. Microsoft EPS 3.65. It was estimated at 3.37. So that was a beat. Revenues 76.44 billion, estimated 73.89. So that was a beat. Their intelligent cloud revenue was a beat. I don't know about their unintelligent cloud revenue. Azure and other cloud revenue. There you go. It's a beat also. So Microsoft, just on the surface of things, looks pretty good. Qualcomm also on the surface of things looks pretty good. Except they missed on revenues a little bit.
Qualcomm missed?
Well, it was a beat on EPS, on earnings per share, and adjusted revenue was a beat, but their unadjusted revenue was a little bit of a miss. Or no, that's projected. I'm sorry. No, Qualcomm's a beat too. Yeah.
Looks like the NASDAQ is a beat.
And I don't see anything for Facebook, aka Meta, Instagram, all that stuff. Are you guys on Instagram, by the way?
You have Instagram?
I have an Instagram account, yeah.
I do have Instagram. It's private.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a, but Jim, shoot me yours in the chat.
It's not very exciting. I mean,
Mine isn't either. I don't really post on social media. I'm barely getting the hang of Twitter. And it's for work.
oh man. All right, I'll put it in the chat or I'll put it in the Zoom chat. I got to get more busy. I haven't done any trading stuff yet. I should do that. Okay, Meta. Here we go. We got a couple of numbers here from Meta. Oh wow. EPS, earnings per share, 7.14, estimate 5.86.
Wow.
There was a winner chicken dinner. Revenue 47.52 billion, estimated 44.83. That's the only two stats I had, but both winners, man. Look at the Nasdaq go.
New all-time high? Maybe.
Almost.
And S&P ripping also. Right to Jax 1, 64.25 and then some. Wow.
Maybe I should have left that runner, huh?
I hate to say this out loud because someone might say it. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. Earnings trumps Powell. That's bad. I know that was bad.
Take it back. Take it back.
Anyway, awesome guys. Tomorrow we have appreciate you guys for sure. 100% tomorrow. Let me tell you who we have tomorrow. We've got a great show tomorrow. Remember, 8 o'clock start time tomorrow. Shy, Anthony Crudele. We have Valina Takakarova. I'm sure I'm spelling that wrong. It's on my X feed. You could see it. As a special guest, Valina. Then Pharm, Tanya Trades, Chris from Trading Boxes. Stowe is going to be trading in the morning. And then I think it's Leo and Snow in the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? No.
No?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't
Yeah.
know anymore.
Honestly, yeah. You guys will find out when you find out. It's the surprise.
That's fake
Just know
news
it's not me.
from NinjaTrader Live. In any event, guys, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate you guys as usual. Did a good job today. FOMC day, a lot of exciting stuff happened. Appreciate everybody in the chat sticking here with us in overtime. Appreciate you guys have been awesome as usual. And we're going to be starting early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Remember, most important message of the day. Please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you soon.
See you, Jet.